A person lacking a permanent place of residence or a home is considered homeless. Over the last decade, the numbers of homeless people have increased rapidly. Desolated people, those without a home and living on the streets, are everywhere. Today, nearly 38% of the U.S. population is homeless. A homeless outreach program called Youth Care refers to homelessness as hunger, dirt, isolation, and absolute vulnerability. Men, women, and families in vagabondage fill every city, county, and state in America. Recently, I visited the Bulware Mission, one of our local homeless shelters here in Owensboro. I had the opportunity to interview Leah Taylor, the Bulware Mission's Director of Development. Speaking with Mrs. Taylor helped me learn more about homelessness and opened my eyes to the seriousness of such a prominent global issue.
Homelessness can affect anybody. So we have people, we take anyone from 18 years old and up. And we have a wide variety from 18 years old all the way, we've had people in their 70s living here. A lot of people that we see are just young and they should be in college and starting their lives, and instead they're living here, and so we have a chance to make a positive impact on their life. And some people have already had a life and for whatever reason they've lost it, and so they're trying to start over. But you see all kinds. You see people who were raised in good homes and had good parents and came from Christian homes, and you see people who were raised in poverty and single parent and were in drug and alcohol infused homes, and so you see all kinds.
At the Bulware Mission, the primary goal is to help homeless and near homeless men and women become self-sufficient through treatment, training, education, and services. The staff focus on helping clients recover from the root causes that brought them to the homeless shelter in the first place. An unnamed former client expressed his gratitude for the Bulware Mission for not only giving him a helping hand, safe environment, and new beginning, but for more importantly, changing his life for the long term.
You can't just give a homeless person some money or put them up in an apartment and say, okay, you're not homeless anymore. You have to figure out why they became homeless, and you have to teach them to overcome the reasons that they became homeless. If it's drugs and alcohol, they need to get the treatment that they need to get into recovery. And then there are other things they need to know. They need to know how to manage their money. They need to know how to come up with a budget so that they can, so that they don't get in debt. They need to, if they don't have an education, they need an education. They need to know what their goals are for their life, and what their values are, what kind of life they want to lead. So I think that that's the answer. Making somebody accountable and making somebody self-sufficient so that they are able to go out and live a productive life. That's how you end homelessness, not just giving them money to have an apartment. We've got to, because a lot of times, a lot of our clients that we see, if you were to do that, they would just end up right back here. A lot of them have had money at one point and they failed, and so you need to teach them how not to fail again.
In my interview, I asked Mrs. Taylor what we as a community could do to help end homelessness.
Owensboro actually has a very high homeless population, and you wouldn't realize that just to walk down our streets or drive down by the park or whatever, because you don't see it that much. But they do a homeless count every year, and in the nation, Kentucky has the highest per capita homeless rate in the nation. So that means that per person we have the most homeless people.
Because homelessness is at such high numbers in our state, it is essential for our community to be well informed and supportive of those financially struggling. Mrs. Taylor believes the best way to lessen homelessness is to say no to the main contributors to poverty, drugs and alcohol. and to also volunteer time and effort to homeless people and to shelters like the Bulwer Mission.